Hello there, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited about today's video. We're gonna be doing another drugstore makeup better than luxury or just as good as luxury. There's also quite a few in here that I feel like are dupes for some of my favorite higher end or mid-tier products that I've spotlighted on my channel. A lot of these are newer or new-ish, and I feel like I just haven't given them quite as much spotlight as I would like to. So I wanna start off with priming products, and I think you guys will literally love these because they're so perfect, not only year-round, but especially during the winter time. So both of these primers are serum primers. They're actually quite different, and I do think that these are one of the best primers, not only year-round, but specifically during the winter time, especially if you're wearing heavier skincare products and you really don't want to reach for a traditional primer that just kind of feels like another layer of product on your skin. So we have the Neutrogena Radiant Primer Serum, and then we have the Revolution Glass Liquid Skin Primer. So the Revolution Glass Liquid Skin Primer is much more fluid and a lot more similar to a traditional really lightweight serum. This has a really beautiful illuminating pearl throughout the product. It shifts slightly on the blue side, but it doesn't, appear blue or lavender on your skin. It gives you a really nice natural amount of luminosity to the skin. I love how lightweight this one is and how it's just so quickly absorbed into my skin, and the feeling of the product itself dissipates rather quickly. So if you tend to be a little bit more persnickety about the feeling of products on your skin, I think you'll really like this one because it's uber lightweight. Now the other one from Neutrogena is really great if you tend to be more on the drier side of skin, or you have visible dry patches on your skin and you really want something that feels just slightly more substantial but not like a traditional primer layer on your skin. So the Neutrogena one, I know it looks like it might pull kind of bronze on the skin. It's actually rather soft and it doesn't leave any visible color. I love the soft pearl throughout this, and I just really like how this one feels a little bit more plump and a little bit more bouncy on my skin. So the both of these really give you that instantaneous, plump, juicy, bouncy looking base, prepped and ready to go for makeup application. I know I've talked about this product to you so many times, but I found a new way to use it. So it's the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I have mine in the shade Medium 5, and what I really like using this shade for specifically is as a bronze base pep step. So really getting my base nice and bronze looking, really adding that soft kiss of bronze color. Really nice underneath your makeup to just give you a healthy glow from underneath your base routine, or you can use it on top as a little bit of bronzing to just kind of wake up the skin tone. It looks so luminous and so soft, and it's just a really nice natural way to add a little bit of color into your skin without, going in with like a full bronzer. And the beautiful luminous glow is really just the cherry on top of this product. I have a few drugstore foundations that really reach the top of my list from various drugstore brands, but if I had to pick one that I think is the shining star of all of them, it's the L'Oreal Age Perfect Serum Foundation. This is so versatile, so just easy to work with. You can use really the application tool of your choice, fingers, brush, sponge, whatever it may be. It just is so easy to work with. It's so beautiful. It looks so natural. It has buildable, customizable coverage, and I really love the L'Oreal Age Perfect line because the formulas are so smooth and creamy. They're beautiful. They just achieve a natural looking base without looking overly makeup-y, and I really think that's the special thing about this foundation. I have loved it since the day I tried it. If you are not looking to spend money on a foundation but you still want that luxe experience with like the beautiful package and the really gorgeous finish on the skin, look no further because this is absolutely amazing. I am such a big fan of the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector, and thankfully that is one of the products that Smashbox chose to keep around, but I've tried some other peach color correctors from the drugstore, specifically the Milani one, which I really like, but I have found such a good dupe for the Becca one. So it's from Flower. This is the Flower Chill Out Smoothing Color Corrector. I have mine in the shade Medium Peach, and it replicates the Becca one so beautifully. It has the same creamy emollient formula, the pigmentation is there, and it also has that soft luminous pearl that the Becca one has, which I love so much. I just think it makes the under eye look so youthful and radiant, and really gives you that soft kiss of glow, which is really what just kind of wakes up the under eye and makes you look nice and youthful. And the pigmentation is there, the peachiness is there, so it's just such a great product to have in your arsenal if you have dark spots or hyperpigmentation that you want to help negate some of those brown tones with, and really, really great underneath the eyes. Okay, so with traditional concealers, there's one that's really impressed me. I really did truly like this the first time I used it because I love how lightweight and serum-like it is. The JOA Perfect Complexion Eye Serum Concealer. It's really nice and lightweight, very versatile in the sense that if you are somebody just looking for sheer to natural, barely there coverage, you can achieve that with this product. I personally don't use this for the face quite as often, but I really do like it underneath the eyes. Revlon makes one of the hands down best pressed blurring powders. So this is the Revlon Photo Ready Blurring Powder. I mean, honestly, if you just take this on a loose brush and just gently diffuse it over the skin, it gives you the most gorgeous soft focus finish. There's a touch of pearlescence to it, but it's not as pearlized as some other powders. In fact, I do find this sets down to be rather satin, and I like that because it doesn't completely mattify the face, but it does lock your makeup in place for hours to come, and the blurring effect is subtle but still filter-like in the best way possible, where it looks natural but also kind of like your skin but perfected. And I just think that this is such a special powder because if you know me, I don't tend to really reach for pressed powders. I find that they often look chalky on the skin or drying and aging. This is none of the sort, and it's just a beautiful pressed powder that's great from the drugstore. I want to mention two different bronzer types. So the first is the Revlon Skin Lights Powder Bronzer. Now this is going to be geared towards somebody who tends to like a little bit more of a light to medium intensity bronzer. It's rather pearlized, so it's going to give a good amount of bounce back on the skin as well. I often like using this as a bronzer topper as well if I just am using a matte bronzer and I feel like it just needs a little more something, a little more oomph. I feel like it really gives you that, and I love the formula of these powders. They're rather stiff, so you do want to really work your brush into the product, but over the skin it almost kind of gives you that soft glazed appearance, and I do find this to be the most similar to the Givenchy bronzers because it has that same effect on my skin. Now for a bronzer that's a little bit more along the lines of a traditional powder bronzer that you can use for warming up the base or slight definition adding and contouring, I really don't think right now you can beat the L'Oreal Infallible bronzers. These have such a beautiful finely milled formula. They glide over your skin like butter, and they just look really nice and soft with also more impactful intensity. So these are definitely for somebody who likes a little bit more drama, a little bit more of a punchy bronze look, and you really want to be able to see it on your skin. I just think that the formula is really good. I just want to say, I know with the Infallible line from L'Oreal, it's really geared towards longevity and, you know, the longest lasting products as possible. This lasts all day for me, but I don't find it lasting longer than other bronzers. Some other products to definitely put on your radar are the Essence Powder Highlight and the Essence Powder Blush. My favorite shade is the one in Bespoke, and the reason I love this shade so much is because it is seasonless, and this type of shade is never going to be a competing color on your face regardless of the eye color that you're wearing or the lip color. It's really just going to give you that soft natural flush. It has a beautiful filtered luminous finish, but it's not like overly pearlized to where it emphasizes texture, and I really just think that this is going to be something that you can work into multiple different looks, if not every single day, because it's just going to give you that little bit of heat right on the apple of the cheek where you have a natural looking flush. Now the same goes for the highlight. I love a soft filtered looking highlight, and this one does have somewhat customizable intensity. However, I will say on days where I've tried to build this up, it does border into the territory of slightly chalky, but if you're somebody who goes for a more less intense highlight, this is beautiful, and it's a really gorgeous soft champagne shade. I'm wearing it today. You can see it kind of, you know, glistening on the high points of the face. I think it's beautiful, and I think honestly the Essence products are so affordable that the powders are surprisingly good for the price point. Now when we're talking about setting sprays, there is one brand that I really feel like rules the setting spray genre at the drugstore, and that is Revolution. Revolution has 3 that I can think of off the top of my head that I use regularly. I really love. I work them into my routine, but this one specifically is extra special, the Fix and Glow from Revolution, because this is so similar, such a straight up dupe to the iconic London Glow Mist. I think that's what it's called. You know I love that one. I've used it in so many videos. It is just one of my favorite finishing touches to my makeup, and the Fix and Glow is like the same thing as that. The pigments will start to settle towards the bottom of the bottle. All you have to do is shake it. There's that nice mixing ball in there so that you can really get the pearlized pigments all throughout the spray. It has a beautiful microfine nozzle on it, so it just evenly coats the skin with a nice kiss of a little bit of the setting spray. And I do feel like the Fix and Glow, although it does tend to make your makeup lean a little bit more on the dewy side, it doesn't make the makeup look greasy or oily. Now obviously if you wear a lot, you will verge into that greasy territory, but just a couple sprays, it really gives you a nice healthy glow, and I do feel like it makes your makeup last significantly longer. I am guilty of relentlessly recommending you cream and liquid shadows, specifically from the drugstore, just because that's my personal favorite formula, and I also feel like at the drugstore you can get great counterparts to luxe and high tier items from the drugstore with cream and liquid shadow formulations specifically. And just honestly speaking, there's not a lot of powder shadows at the drugstore that blow me away. I often find there's inconsistencies with pigmentation, quality, and it's also just difficult to find palettes or quads or duos or anything that are good and I feel like better than something you can get high end. But that all changed when I found the Undone Beauty Curator Eye Quads. I'm wearing a mixture of the two of these on my eyes today. Phenomenal quality, really consistent pigmentation throughout the shades. Also specifically the matte shades, if you will, I find to be my personal favorite formula of matte shadows. It's very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Super Nudes palette, which I recommend to you, again, relentlessly, but it's that kind of sateen matte where you get a matte effect on the eye, but the formula itself is slightly pearlized and it makes the shadow perform so much better than typical matte shadows because they're easier to blend, you still get the punchy pigment, and it looks rather matte on the eye without the hassle of trying to work with a matte eyeshadow. These are beautiful, the quality is amazing. I love that they're quads too because then you don't have to commit to an entire palette, and I do personally find myself consistently using colors, or I'm sorry, not really colors, but palettes that are this size. I like pocket size palettes because I just feel like they're more practical for my personal eyeshadow needs, and I'm so impressed with these. I cannot tell you how excited I was to try these Undone powder shadows. Finishing this roundup with some amazing drugstore lip products. I'm gonna talk about like a newer launch that was, you know, newer to me, and I was excited to try these and I really like them. So the Maybelline Superstay Vinyl Ink. I've heard people say that they feel like these are dupes to the House Labs Atomic Shake lipsticks. That's on my list, so I definitely want to try and compare. But overall, what I really like about these is they are liquid lipsticks that have a vinyl finish. So I really don't love a matte lip in general. These look really beautiful with a gloss paired on top. They are fully opaque. They really give you great color payoff. So if you are somebody that likes more of a traditional, you know, intensity when it comes to your lipstick, you're not really looking for something tinted or uber shiny, I think you'll really enjoy these. They feel so comfortable on the lips as well. They are not dry. I also find them to just be a lot more pleasurable to wear, especially coming from, you know, products that have a glossy finish that are geared towards longevity and lasting longer on the mouth. They tend to be two-step. So you'll get the color and then you have to put the gloss on top, and the gloss doesn't last as long. I like that these stay shiny and they dry down. So they're really kind of like the best of both worlds. If you're looking for really great formulated lipsticks, L'Oreal has two really great lines. So they have the Age Perfect lipsticks. They are creamy, they are smooth, and then the Color Riche line. So I really do think L'Oreal kind of has, in my opinion, the most elegantly formulated lipstick. I just think they slide over the lips so elegantly. They feel really luxurious when you're applying them. And it's kind of the same thing when you're going for maybe a little bit more of a bougier experience, but you don't want to spend the money on a lipstick. The L'Oreal ones come in gorgeous components, and they're also just really beautiful colors. There's nudes, reds, shimmers, mattes. I mean, I think L'Oreal is definitely a place to look for lipsticks that are a little bit more comparable to some of your favorites that are high end. And my personal favorite formula from the drugstore that I've definitely recommended and spotlighted here and there on my channel throughout the years, but really geared toward those of you who are looking for that kind of, you know, Dior Shine lipstick, the Chanel Rouge Coco Flash, or the YSL tinted lipsticks. Look no further than the Revlon Shine lipsticks. These really give you all that gorgeous, slick, shiny finish, and they have a really gorgeous soft tint on the lips where they provide your lips with the color and shade that you pick, but your own natural lip color still peeks out from behind that color, so it just looks really feminine feminine and soft, and I think they're gorgeous. They're so shiny. You can't resist the shine, and they're just so beautiful, and I really think that these are such a great alternative to some of the more luxe and high-end options. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I want to know some of your favorites that you think are drugstore products just as good as luxury or better than your luxury favorites, or just anything new and buzzy that you're really loving at the drugstore. Let me know anything that you think I should check out and review for you. I'm always looking for suggestions. I'd also love it so much if you leave a comment just to say hi and we can chat. I'm gonna list and link all of these products down below for you, and I'm also gonna have my Instagram and my TikTok. I would love it so much if you would come follow me on there as well. I post a ton of beauty content on TikTok, and let me know any other drugstore centric videos you want to see in the near future. Anything geared towards fall or the colder months coming up. Is there anything you're really looking forward to seeing drugstore based content on? So let me know. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching this one. Bye everyone.